What up, what up, what up, what up? What's cracking, baby? Good evening. Welcome to the Monday GLOBEX stream. What's cracking, baby? I missed you guys. Didn't get to stream this morning. Market still moved too this morning, believe it or not. Wow. Had one good move. It was this move right here. 160 points. Wow. I mean, just that to that. From there to there. 100 points. There's a lot of good moves. Who here traded GLOBEX? Let's see who's here first. We got Kay, Skinner, Savage Trades, Rips Mod, Alex, Anthony, BC Drums, TJP. Good morning. Or good morning. Good evening. I'm still in morning mode. What's up, Ferrari Phil, Day Trader Rick, Rips Balls, good morning. The Holt, Steve Trades, More Boy, Moon Boy. Wait, what? How is that possible? We have Moon Boy and More Boy back to back, right after each other. That's crazy. What are the odds? Reality is stranger than fiction sometimes. What's up? It can only be Charles. Yuli, Jesby, Purple What up? 487 Franks. What's up, Kaz Trades? Scooby. What's going on? Mamba, Storm Soldier, BLT. Yeah, they do. Yeah, More Boy and Moon Boy. They're probably the same person. Who knows? Market is opening up here. Looking a little bit soft. Coming down a little bit in the NASDAQ. Gold looks gross. Silver looks untradeable. We'll stick to the NASDAQ here. It does look like it's trying to possibly sell below the previous 4-hour mid. You never know. What's up there, Lorna? How are you? Glow Stick, thanks for the 3 months. Appreciate you. I don't expect a lot of movement tonight, to be honest. I just wanted to come on and hang out with my internet friends, really. See if we can have any kind of range breakout. You know, I did take some scalps in TPT today. Made a few bucks. Nothing too crazy. So I got that going for me. For some reason, still got delayed data in one of these props. I don't know why that's happening. I got my my Lucid Pro accounts that have very little drawdown remaining in those. And then I got my Alpha funded account. So we could really trade anything today. This evening. Back to 100% no. I'm on my third day of antibiotics now. So that's fun. I would like to see this breaking below that 4-hour mid. See if we can get some type of exchange down there. Be interesting. I don't even know why I have equities up over here. There we go. Get my metals up. That's way better. What's up, Steph? How are you? Push with the pull. Good morning. Good evening. Keep saying good morning. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if, you know, some of these GLOBEXs can be extremely violent. Some of them are just super boring. This one looks like it's going to be a boring one. I might do a little bonus on Kick later to wrap up the evening because I don't anticipate there's going to be very many trades, if any. Right now, I am looking to the short side. If we do continue to reject up here, I would like to see an exchange below 6850 in the S&Ps. That's pretty much it. Let's see if we have anything going for Bitcoin over here. Speaking of Bitcoin, yeah, I do have some Tradeify crypto accounts as well. So I don't know if I'm going to be trading those. Trader Clips 50K Lucid Flex eval. Let's go, baby. How can I get that to you? What is your name? Fat Guy's here. What? What plan am I on? Fat guy never shows up anymore. Trader Clips, how do I find you? What's your name on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube? Instagram or Twitter? 50K Lucid Flex. What's up, Nuke? To the moon. How are you, buddy? I think you're the only one that has something to claim. My weekend was me spending the day, or the weekend, sick. Still sick. So IB Cough and Trader Clips, I have accounts for both of you. Trap World on X. Let me get you here. I want to keep watching this as we are pushing up into this micro range right now, this micro shelf. I want to keep watching this. If we reject, come on, there we go. If we reject up here, I want to be looking for this to come back down. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Okay, let me see if I can send you your account here on X. There you go. You do follow me. Perfect. And this is for Trader Clips. Let's see. 50K Lucid Flex. There we go. Bang. There you go. Congratulations. What's up, Catapro? Remember, you get those channel points for tuning in on Kick. Kick is free. Matt Cower speaks very highly of you, so I'm now here. That's nice of him. Very nice. I wonder what he had to say. I never know what other people are saying about me. That's nice. People are saying nice things. What's up, E-Nick? How are you? Andre? So you made all your money from the coin flips. All your channel points were garnered from the coin flips. That's crazy. How am I feeling? Not great, like 60%. I mean, I've been sick for over a week now. I finally got on antibiotics. I woke up, I couldn't, like, swallow. It's horrible. Stream the State of the Union next week. If it's during GLOBEX hours, you can bet your bottom dollar I will be. Got that right. We are pushing up here, potentially making new highs in the NASDAQ. We've already done it in the S&Ps. I've just been watching. I haven't taken any trades yet. Ripso Calypso. I like that one. Glad you're doing GLOBEX session now because my work promotion schedule is going to limit New York sessions for me. Well, I'll be here for you. That's what I'm going to do. Anybody else redeem anything? Somebody got a month of Clubhouse. Mike, if you're here. And somebody got a Lucid Flex eval. IB Cop. We'll do that tomorrow. The big streams are the morning streams. That's usually when we take care of all the housekeeping work. Why do videos only go back 4 weeks on here? All of the rest of the videos are going to be on the YouTube archive. Those ones never go away. For some reason, Kick just doesn't want to waste space, I guess. And they're like more interested in being like a live streaming platform. You know what I mean? So they want people to show up for the lives, I guess. That's more of what it is. What is the best time to trade gold? Probably in the morning. I mean, whenever, really. It's whenever it suits your trade ideas, you know? It can be anytime, but you want to trade it when there's the most liquidity and it's the clearest moves. Usually that's in the morning. That's usually when we have most of the volume leading into it. Freddy Trader 1, welcome here, buddy. I do stream on Kick every single day. Every single day. So if you ever see me live on YouTube, I'm also live on Kick. Anybody know when this Apex sale is ending? I'm watching for any kind of rejection right now. I'm watching for weakness as we are rising higher here. We have nothing in equities to tell us anything because equities are closed until tomorrow. Equities are going to open up at 4 a.m. Eastern, so we're really going off of just what people want to be doing in the NASDAQ here. The NASDAQ and the S&Ps. God, I just sound like shit right now. Tomorrow should be a better day. He said you're one of the best and trade transparently with real money. That's very nice of him to say that. Last year, that's the only thing we did. We did not trade any props last year at all. We only traded real money account. We started with 100,000. And I think the final balance of the year that we showed was 2.5 million, I believe. Apex ends Wednesday night. Okay, good to know. I have not traded my wealth charts yet either. They're still sitting where they were when I last posted, which is $10,000 in profit across 20 accounts. So I'm happy with that. Interesting why this isn't displaying data on the chart there. I'm trying to refresh. There we go. That's working now. Cool. I don't think I'm going to be trading my Apex accounts tonight either. I want to wait until tomorrow to trade anything, really. I want to see what happens up here at this kiss of VWAP. Maybe we find some weakness. We're still driving higher in the S&Ps. There's a lot of strength from the S&Ps. I'm trying to see if there's any kind of signal for us to take this. I want to see us potentially interacting with this huge area. You know, we have the previous day mid, the weekly open, Asia low, Monday mid, previous 4-hour high. All of that should be, and see how it's at the tippy top of this volume shove as well. All of that should be a point for the market to potentially turn around. So that's what I'm watching for. No trades yet at all. GLOBEX, I've learned that we probably want to be looking at taking this thing pretty slow. Pretty slow. We are seeing gold sell off a little bit, silver sell off a little bit. And the more that we push into, you can see above my head the book map, the more we're pushing into these solid orders, the more likely it is that we'll run out of buyers to keep pushing into this absorption to the top side. So we're rejecting right now at the VWAP. There is a chance that that rejection could hold. And this is sort of what I'm talking about up here. I don't know why my layout's like this. It has these, should just show the position and that's all. Interesting. But the more that we push into this 80 area and we kind of run out of steam, the more likely it is we would start rolling back down. So I'm trying to see if we have anything that signifies that we're going to see weakness in the market. That is the volume profile on the right. That is correct. This right here is the volume profile. I'm using visible range volume profile, VRVP, available on TradingView. So I'm looking at this rejection here at VWAP, potentially bringing us back down to this area of balance here. So I'm going to take a short here. I'm just going to open a short. I'm currently short the NASDAQ. And if we break lower, I want to try to add into that weakness and that failure. Also watching the S&Ps as well. Weakness below 68.65 is a signal for me to stay short. I'm copy trading 5 accounts here. Copy trading 5 accounts. So whatever you see on the screen over here, you can see it's 5 contracts. It's 1 contract short per account. It's always going to be multiplied by 5 because I'm copy trading across 5 accounts. So let's see if we get this persistent weakness here for GLOBEX. So keep in mind, we're still below all these areas where we had, you know, a lot of contention up here. But it's okay if we're early. We're only trading 1 contract, small size. So the top number is how much we are in profit or loss in each account, and the bottom number is the combined number for 5 accounts. So I want to see what happens as we push into these 80s, and you can see here in Bookmap, there are some people that are still feathering into this short. That's what that green represents. Feathering into that short and basically absorbing people who are buying into that. And the more absorption I see, the more likely it is that I am enjoying this trade idea. I don't want to see absorption on the bid. I want to see absorption on the offer. That's what's going to lead the price lower. It's going to stop these buyers in their tracks. Looking for a self-funded firm. I don't know what you mean. Can you elaborate on that? Self-funded firm. Are you just talking about a brokerage account? Not sure what you mean. Morning had a good pattern. Using your own cash. I mean, any brokerage is going to be fine. The futures brokers that I use, AMP and Edge Clear. I like both of them. Edge Clear has great deals. AMP has great deals on margin. You see, we're starting to roll over a little bit. I want to see no absorption on the bid as we are rolling. That would be ideal for me and us to fail lower than that 61 level in the S&Ps. So a little bit of absorption there underneath 70. See if we have that continued weakness below 80s in the NASDAQ here. So we're targeting 60s to the downside. We should see this flush through the 70s, and 68.60 should show us that weakness that we're anticipating in the S&Ps. That's the idea behind this trade. We did have that sort of rejection at VWAP right now that we're kind of living through. If we can have that weakness persist below 68.60 in the S&Ps, that would give us everything that we're looking for here. And it is GLOBEX, so there does have to be enough sellers to get through that area of price right now. 68.60 is the level to watch in the S&Ps. Right now, there is a couple bidders there, kind of getting in the way. Knocked myself out, felt the trigger finger come on. There you go. That's great discipline right there. That's what you want. You want to have as much discipline in your trading where you can trust yourself. And if it takes locking out, that's a good thing. So the more that this thing pushes up into aggressive offers, the more likely it is that we will tumble and start acceptance below 765 in the NASDAQ. It's slow markets right now, so we're just anticipating that, right? We're making a prediction. We're anticipating what the price is going to do. Rivs, could you not just provide liquidity for your props by selling on your own personal account? Of course I could. But who's to say that there's not a big old iceberg beneath? And then I sell, and then they start jacking up the price, and now I just wasted a whole bunch of money to make a prop for a move. See what I'm saying? Risk Flare, Ripsmod will give you the link to that. No problem. So we are pushing up a little bit here. 68.60 is not selling out yet. I want to see weakness holding underneath 80s. That's all I'm really looking for here. Just weakness below 80s. If we can get that nice weakness below those 80s, we can start adding a couple more contracts into that. So watching up here at 80s. If we show some weakness back down towards 75 here, we can start to target that for a roll back to 65. That's what we're looking for here. See if we can get that acceptance back below 68.60. $68.60 is starting to be tapped into in the S&Ps here. We are seeing some overhead supply coming in on the NASDAQ as well. $68.60 starting to trade out. See if we can get hit on the bid here. We have orders to be filled on the bid right below us. Locked in one contract, I believe. There we go. Locking in some profits here. Trying to tap in one more here. Right now, they don't want to sell a single contract into that bid at 67. Currently have 3 contracts left here. Right now, we are seeing 70.5 getting bid there. And we got filled another contract, and final contract is out right there. Beautiful. Cool. So there we go. Quick little, what is it, 1,500 bucks? And just a little pitch and catch there. So just trading around that liquidity, that nice little spike gave us an opportunity to add more contracts into that. Just scalping around that zone. What's up, Bearded Banshee? How are you, buddy? Good to see you. What's up, Matt Thompson? The old pitch and catch. Oldie but a goodie. Yeah, I mean, it works, doesn't it? Nice little holiday afternoon, yes indeed. We'll probably see some movement picking up here more at the bottom of the hour. I think I might play slots later. Markets look pretty sleepy here. This is just one of those trades that's probably, you know, it can hold sideways against 60 or it can crack 60s and go for it. Every day I listen to you get a great feeling that everything's going to be all right. There you go. Rips, my personal account is sitting at a whopping $61.94. Is there any hope of keeping it above the margin of $40 trading MES only? Why do you want to trade? My question for you is, why would you want to trade on a personal account with such low liquidity versus trading in a prop that's going to give you a much better opportunity? Like if you're trading in a 25K Lightning funded account, for instance, you're going to have a much better shot of actually trading the markets and pulling profits. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really sure why you'd choose to put that money there instead of having it work for you in props. The easiest way to make money in this world is by using leverage, and props give you an enormous amount of leverage and a great ROI if you're a good trader. $50K account is the way to go. Yeah, I mean, TPT is 40% off. Of course, if you're using code REVS, what just happened with gold? They just spiked the hell out of this thing. Look at that. They just ran some stops on gold up there. It's crazy. These moves in gold are still so extraordinary. I still just can't believe how insane they run. But yeah, NASDAQ has a chance to break this. I'd just rather be out of the trade instead of waiting for this resolution because it can easily shoot right back up. I'd rather take the profit when we can have it. I do have to remember it is GLOBEX, you know. If you go down 22 bucks, you get a margin call that could cost $25 to $50. Yeah, there's no point in trading with an account balance of that size, you know. Thanks, Rips. Working on my pitch and catch, learning from you. Made 85 on that trade idea and trading micros, taking it slow. There you go, Ace. Let's go, baby. This is terrible right now. I hope we're not talking about the show. It's just the movement of the market. It's just been very slow. We've had a lot of slow GLOBEXs. So if you're managing your expectations, you know, right? Like when they were hovering above the bid and not filling the bid, I was like, all right, I'm just going to get out of here, you know? The 50K accounts are really 2K accounts because of the drawdown if you don't have the balance. Correct. Yeah, 100%. I'm from the same boat that I'm sure that you're in, Brandon, where it's like people are saying, oh, I got $5 million in funding. It's like, no, you have probably $20,000 worth of drawdown, you know? Yeah, the PA. No, I'm with you. It's not that great. I mean, there was, as a momentum trader, the things that you kind of carve out in your mind are where the best spots. It was this drop and then this pop. And then we kind of caught that, and then we added up here and got that. So, you know, we made do with what we have. The market's going to move however it can unless I start pushing on it with hundreds of contracts. How's your Tradeify Select daily payout accounts doing? I don't think they're doing it all. Still trying to figure out. Yeah, I still have delays in data for those things, unfortunately. So I still have my Lucid Pro accounts, but I only have about $4,000 worth of drawdown across all 5. So I have an Alpha Zero account right now. No update from TPT on those accounts, no. Why do evals even have a balance? Just make X amount before you lose X amount? I don't know. Seems to be the industry standard, you know? Seems to be what people like, what people understand. It looks like they're still trying to break through this 60 level, 6860 in the S&Ps. Yeah, liquidity just looks like trash this evening. Beat Farmer says, I'm still sick. This shit is fucking annoying. Yeah, me too, man. It's been a week. I got sick from playing poker with a bunch of dirty individuals. Do you think we can go long? I mean, there's a good chance that we could start entertaining this liquidity up here, right? This prior liquidity, but the market's kind of stalling out here and we're underneath the VWAP. So personally, my look would be looking for shorts and then maybe coming back to this area. It's just very low liquidity. It's a holiday right now. There's probably going to be an uptick in liquidity when the Asian session begins in 30 minutes, I believe. 30 minutes or an hour 30. It's either 30 or 90 minutes. You're going to have a much better opportunity for a cleaner move if you're patient and wait. Do I have a long-term portfolio? Yes, I do. Absolutely. 100%. Hey, Rips, does any prop firm have no consistency in funded and no buffer? TPT is the closest you're going to get to that. Top 3 holdings, NVIDIA, Meta, and Alphabet. Google, Alphabet. And I'm sure you can figure out why. Lucid Flex as well. Yes, that is true, but they're not, the payouts are not uncapped. I think TPT, honestly, if you're looking for that experience of what is the closest thing to trading my own money, I would say TPT. Yeah, obviously, not financial advice, folks. I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me. I'm so fucking stupid. It's unbelievable. But no, seriously, TPT, in my opinion, I think is the closest thing to trading your own money. When you get moved to live in Tradeify, I mean, you're trading your own money. If you get moved live in Lucid, you're trading your own money. But TPT, it's 6 days to get into like trading your own money, basically. You know what I mean? What platform can you use with TPT? Tradeivate, Ninja Trader, Quantower. I mean, what? Let me see real quick. What do they? They have everything, man. And it's all included in the price of your account. That is 40% off with code RIPS, baby. Let me see here. No, I have to do multi-factor authentication. Start taking withdrawals and they start making you do that shit, which is cool. Let's see. So you can do Ninja Trader, TradingView, Tradeivate Prop, RTrader, Quantower, MotiveWave, Bookmap, Sierra Chart, Multi-Charts, Trade Navigator, Atos, Scalp Photon, eSignal. Wow, you can actually trade on I've never traded on eSignal. Jigsaw as well. So there you go. What's this one? Senna Trade? The fuck is that? Arena Trader? Senna Trader? I can't even see that. I'm buying a TPT cap now. I would say, if I wanted to make you spend the most amount of money, I'd say buy the 150K. I think, personally, the 50K accounts are the best ones because the trailing drawdown is $2,000 once you get into the funded account versus in the 150K, it's $4,500. I don't know. The 50Ks to me seem like the best ones, in my opinion. Because if you trade micros in those, like you can do just fine. You get out of the trailing drawdown, it's like bang. We are pushing up now. We are back above the VWAP. We did not break below 6860 there in the S&Ps. This is why we went flat. Am I caught in the matrix? And it's actually 8 a.m. Yeah, so I trade, so my streams now are in the morning, 8 a.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Eastern at night. We're really working on growing the channel this year and only focus on prop firm stuff. You will not catch me trading my live account on air anymore. I will not be trading. I'll be trading live prop firm accounts, but I will not be trading my own brokerage account on air anymore. We did that all year last year, and I thought it was going to be this incredible thing. It was for me, but for the viewing audience, not so much. So this year is going to be focused on prop firm trading and tons of education, especially during these GLOBEX sessions. There's going to be a lot more webinar style formats during these GLOBEX sessions. So that's going to be pretty fun. I'm excited about it. We are still pushing up here. This is definitely squeezing towards 800. So if you are enjoying the stream here on YouTube, do me a favor, make sure you are subscribed to the stream. We just crossed 45,000 subs on YouTube. And I mean, we started really pushing the YouTube, but 38,000 subs? At 38,000 subs, we're already at 45,000. We might be getting 50,000 by the end of, I'd say maybe by the first half of March, we'll have 50,000 subs. Viewers need to see how you beat trailing drawdown on props. Well, that's what we're doing in the Apex. Day one is down. We traded day one on Friday for Apex. The other trailing drawdowns are in TPT, and we made it out of those. So, Rips, how come you don't use Top Step? I think you used to. I traded on them for 2 years, and I only traded on Top Step for 2 years. There's so many prop firms out there. It's my duty to the community to trade on all of these different props. There might be a world where I go back and trade Top Step at some point, but I traded on Top Step exclusively for 2 years straight. So I'm trading on TPT, Apex, Tradeify, Lucid, Alpha, Funded Next. I think that's it. Oh, and Trade Day. Trade Day, I have to buy an account this week. Forgot about Trade Day. So, and the whole point is, if you see in the top right corner there, propfirms.gg, any of those firms that I put on the site, they're firms that I trust, right? Firms that I've had a good experience with. And I can only speak from my personal experience, and you'll see it here every single day. Every single day. We are still squeezing. We just squeezed past 800 here. A nice pop. We are just kind of blowing through that interaction that we had. We did make a stop run above this wick here. If you're looking at TradingView, made a stop run above that wick. It's very thin still as well. Very, very thin. I could see us possibly taking out 6870 to the upside here. 6870 in the S&Ps to the upside. I like TPT other than the EOD drawdown, then intraday once you pass. What's wrong with the end of day drawdown? Why don't you like the end of day drawdown? What's wrong with that? Isn't that like what everybody has? Isn't end of day like preferred? I want to see if somebody's going to snipe this 40 lot here. You know, somebody took it. These spreads are so wide too. It's criminal how wide these spreads are. It's ridiculous. We are still holding strong above 65 here in the S&Ps. End of day better than intraday. Wait, is that chart S&P instead of NQ? Which one? Which chart? I have both NASDAQ charts up. You can see the price right here. S&Ps are not trading at 24,000. Yeah, we are still pushing up here. Pretty strong. Seeing if we have any type of pullback. I'm going to take that long here because we are just squeezing much higher. We're still taking out kind of any of this liquidity that's in the way. Adding to that above 810. I don't know why my ad didn't go through, but that's fine. We are still just squeezing. I think we will squeeze all the way to 6870. I should be using my hotkeys. All right, we are pushing up still. I'm watching to see if we can get reclaiming this 815 area, and then a push all the way to 6870 in the S&Ps. I'm looking for us to push into stronger bids here. Like there's an 11 lot that just went up. We are reclaiming 810 here. I want to see bids chasing this up, maybe potentially to 820. And then we might actually have, if we need to, pull out of this and then get a pullback all the way to 800. But these bids look pretty strong. Some offers coming in. Let's see. If we're pushing it back up and reclaiming, there we go. 810 is that push. Nice reclaim there. I want to see continuation above 815 now. And then that would solidify this trek back up to 6870 in the S&Ps as well. So there's definitely some buyers on the tape. Consolidation right now just around basically between 805 and 815. So basically the bottom of the hour gave us a lot of this liquidity that we're seeing stepping in right now. Would like to see this rallying that pop off right above 815 there. Then maybe an exchange at 816 or so. You can see it is still holding above 65 in the S&Ps as well. Some nice bids coming in. It might just not have enough liquidity for this final push that I'm looking for, so we'll see if we can taper out a couple contracts here towards 814. One more little tap in here. There's a huge contract there that just went in, 102. Somebody might try to sell directly into that though. Somebody could be long and looking to cover their long for 100 contracts. We'll find out if that liquidity is real, if somebody wants to test it. Somebody is feathering out up towards 814 here. Okay, let's see if we can feather out 2 contracts here on the offer. Trying to get one more out here at 814 3/4. Should be able to tap it in right here. And there we go. Beautiful. So up 2,500 and change. I still think we can see a run to 6870. We just have to time this around the clock right now because bottom of the hour, we get that liquidity coming in. You can see how aggressively they're selling it back down to that 100 lot. Now, let me just tell you from experience, like let's just say I was trading my real account and I had a long from down here with 100 contracts. The moment that I'm seeing that 100 on the bid there, what do you think I'm gonna do? If I'm holding 100, right? Obviously we have some liquidity up here that we could sell into in the offer. We could put an iceberg up. But what do you think I'm gonna do if I see that and let's say that like I'm done trading for the session, right? If I'm in 100 contracts at 745 and we're trading up here at 810, right? You do the math, that's 70 points. It's $140,000 and I'm up on 100 contracts. I'm gonna see that 100 lot, I'm gonna swipe it, right? I'm gonna sell right into it. I'm gonna put a limit order at 810 and press the sell button. And I'll see right away whether or not that person's real. Usually they will be. Right? That's mine. Mine. For you folks that watched last year, you saw me do that often. You know, I did that in silver. I did that in gold, where you can see on the order book, I'm like, oh, mine, take that. Thank you. Same thing as what they used to do in the pit. You know, somebody says 100 on the bid, 100 bid, take that. Just like that. Trading is very much a contact sport. Now, the other information that we can surmise as being traders, being speculators in this market, if that 100 lot is sitting there and nobody's swiping it, it tells me that nobody's really has ants in their pants to really get out of this market, right? If they're in a long, right? So that we can see that as support. Now, will it hold? That's the $1 million question. If we start to break key areas of liquidity, they start to pull that and we see them putting that higher. Well, that to me says that that's no longer a player that's looking to get long this market. That's somebody who's stuck short and trying to get out on the bid. And they just don't want to bid it higher. Because look, if you were stuck short 100 contracts, right, you can sit there, be on the bid and be like advertising to somebody like me, right, who would trade 100 contracts on a move like this and try to sell into that. You advertise to somebody who's looking for that, a speculator. And if nobody's taking it, that person's going to start sweating because look, if you have 100 contracts and you're trying to get out of this market, you're 100 short and you're getting, let's say you're 100 short from here, right? This is you shorting the market collectively. That's 100 contracts. Now you're sitting here trying to get out. If you try to, send 100 contracts at the market, chances are you're not going to have an iceberg up here that's going to absorb much and you're going to slip. So you're going to lose thousands of dollars in your slippage. So you want to be thinking about this at all times when you're reading the DOM, when you're reading the depth of market. These are the things that are the most important as a speculator, as a trader, as a day trader, as somebody who's scalping, as somebody who's momentum trading, as somebody who's simply speculating what the market's going to do. Is that person under threat? Are they pressured? Are they looking to get in long? Are they covering a short? What is the tape telling you? That is how you get better at reading the, everybody asks me all the time, how do you read order flow? This is what you do over and over and over. You watch for situations like this in the market, you see how they transpire. That's it. It matters even as a prop firm trader because your goal as a prop firm trader should be eventually to be a 100 lot trader. A decade from now or whatever it takes, or maybe you never graduate to that point of being a 100 lot trader. It's a lot. No pun intended. You see, they just moved that down. It's likely algorithmic, seeing how they move that down as they touch that lower. You can see him right here. He moved right there. So this is, I get the question all the time. How did you learn to read the tape? How did you learn to read the DOM? You stare at it. You watch players. You try to figure out what's going on. And our goal as prop firm traders, if we're trading on prop firms, since we have no interaction with the market, none of our trades are actually hitting the tape. Our goal is to speculate what the most likely that the players who are currently interacting with the market are likely to do, and then piggyback on the larger side, right? If we think that the market is going to start lifting offers, we want to be long. If the market is going to start slamming bids, we want to be short. Nothing we do as far as our interaction as prop firm speculators or traders is going to have any interaction with the tape. So our best bet is to speculate and move with the larger players who are actually interacting with the market. Like that player who has 100 contracts on. That's it. Ribs, how did you learn about all this? Is it just spending time in the market or are there books, videos to watch? I wish there was a book that I could recommend that would teach you all this. I do have that recommended list of books that I have on my Twitter account. Mind Over Markets, Markets in Profile, Volume, Price, whatever it is, the Anna Cooling book. And then the psychology books I recommend. Mind Over Markets and Markets in Profile are two of the best books about auction theory, but they will put you to sleep. It took me about a week to get through Mind Over Markets. And that was with taking notes and going back and reading certain sections over and over again. Is he actually allowed to keep moving? He can do whatever he wants, sure. That's not a form of spoofing, though. No. Spoofing would be flashing an order. It's certainly not going to get flagged as spoofing. No, not at all. Not at all. Citadel is putting massive short positions on certain AI sectors. Well, that kind of news I would take with a grain of sand. That's the type of information that is either going to be completely false or given out to the public for a very certain reason, right? What's up, Jordan? T. Bryson says, heard something great today. Algorithms do not care about P&L. They have a target objective and we'll get there for sure. And you have to understand, like those algorithms, look at, they just moved down here, 108, right here, moved down there. You don't know what their objective is. Their objective could be something for a client, right? They could have a big client that needs to get long the NASDAQ futures to hedge whatever their short position is in their equities, right? And they're using NASDAQ as a position to hedge, or they're using the S&P futures to hedge, and the S&Ps right now are following what the NASDAQ, or the NASDAQ is following what the S&Ps are doing. there's a lot of complexities in the market where if you just look at, certain things and you kind of have blinders on, you're going to be missing the forest for the trees. Trading is extremely complex. There's not going to be any reality where you can learn to trade in 60 to 90 days and you got it under wraps and you're all done. Now, I'm sure that there's a couple people that are watching right now and saying that's bollocks. I can learn to trade in 90 days, whatever. This is my 12th year of trading. I lost for about 3 years straight, over 2 years of losing. And I put a lot of money into it. Now, I might be the biggest retard in the room, and that's fine, but I can tell you with complete confidence that of my friends that I have that are professional traders, most of them are around the same, 3 to 5 years of a learning curve before things started to click, and then another 3 to 4 or 5 years after that where things really started to form in their process. It's going to be extremely difficult to figure this out, but you will eventually if you give it enough time. If you're very patient and you're taking this with a realistic approach, you can get better at this. Hey, Rips, have you ever used TradingView for execution via TradeAvate? No, I do not recommend that, no. I use TradingView to execute from my real accounts, my real brokerage accounts. I also use another platform now. But TradingView I used all last year, but it was a direct connection via CQG. That is the only way I will ever personally recommend that anybody uses TradingView, is a direct connection via CQG. That is encouraging to know. I hope I turn around and make some profits finally. Again, you should expect to be making profits years into this journey. You will have profitable days, profitable weeks, profitable months in your first 3 or 4 years of trading, but it won't be consistent. Or maybe it will be. Who am I to say? But I just, from the collective of information that I have from my own experience and from my friends who are professional traders, my colleagues, my mentors, all of them are very similar. I think it was Jim Simons or Simmons. I think there was one of them, very, very well-known trader who lost for 8 years. He was unprofitable for 8 years. So don't be discouraged, right? This is a very long journey. And I had a great year last year, but it doesn't hold a candle to what I made during COVID, right? I had a great year last year. Made multiple millions of dollars last year, all live, all on stream. And that's not including my long-term portfolio. But just what I'm saying is manage your expectations. Some years are going to be great. Some years are going to be blah. Some years are going to be fantastic. You just have to be patient. Trading will never be a thing where you're like, well, now I'm a good trader, so I'm going to make millions of dollars every year no matter what, right? I'm saying all this because I want everybody watching to manage their expectations because there's so much bullshit information out there. We are pushing up. There's so much bullshit information out there, right? Nice squeeze right now. Looking for a touch on the Asia Open, perhaps. When I say Asia Open, I'm talking about this line. This, of course, by the way, if you're not aware, Rip's Key Levels is available for free. All of my indicators are free. Rip's Scalper Pro will be coming out soon. Excuse me, that's not that one. This one. Why is that? Rip Scalper Pro. That will be coming out soon. They're all free. Rip's Mod will drop a link to how you can get it for yourself. But I think we will be probably raising up to Asia Open. But anyway, the reason why I have this discussion is to fire you up a little bit in a good way. Because I know that there's a lot of people watching who are consistently struggling in their trading, and they look around, they look on the internet, and they say, wow, it must be me. It's not you. Most people are lying on the internet. Believe that. I know, crazy, right? People lying on the internet. Most people are lying to you. Most people are fibbing about their success in trading. Trading is one of the hardest things I've ever done, and I'm lucky to call myself a successful trader, but it came with a tremendous amount of work. I think that most of the people watching here, if you do have a good work ethic and you're patient and you're following all the things that you need to do to be a successful trader, that's journaling, taking it seriously, taking it slow, being patient, working on your emotions, really, really focusing on journaling for a lot of that first 2-3 years. You will start to see progress in this. And if you're using props to your advantage and you're not treating it like a casino game, you're not treating it like a match of Call of Duty, and you're treating it like real money, I think that you have a real shot at making this something significant, right? So don't be so discouraged. I see so many people who are online, super depressed, super angry, especially in the Twitter space. because there's so much nonsense out there of people just blasting huge P&Ls in your face. The reality is that, you know, I lose all the time. I've been doing this for 12 years. I still lose all the time. My biggest losing day in the last 3-4 weeks was $200,000. That's a lot of money. You're going to lose. It's tough. But stick with it. Stop being so hard on yourself. You expect that you're going to be so good at something that you have professional mathematicians and literal people who were offered jobs at NASA that turned them down to go work at Citadel. You know? We are crazy squeezing now. Look at that, 68.70, almost on the nose there in the S&Ps. What a beautiful push. Did anybody catch that long? I'm in nothing right now. You can see. I've got nothing on. How many hours per day did you trade? Well, when I first started trading, it was 10 plus hours. There were some days where I'd pull 15 plus hour days. I would sit there and I would start trading because I used to trade equities, heavily equities. Would start trading at 4 o'clock Eastern, and then my day would end some days by, what is that, 8 p.m. Eastern? So what is that? 16 hours, you know? Yeah, 16 hours. Nice work there, Luke. Let's go, baby. Out for 437, took the break. Beautiful. Yeah, that was a nice break of structure to the upside, too. Right there, a nice little break, and that's where we saw some stops getting ran. And that pullback right there was a nice entry, too, if you missed the initial long. Or just adding there. You know, that's a great break of structure. Pull back, add there on that long. Very nice. Well done. For the hours you find best to trade. Now, you know, when I'm streaming, GLOBEX is great if you want to bully the tape. Probably not going to catch me doing that all that often during these streams. I'm going to do that in my own time. But the best time, I think, for most traders, if you're trading the index equity futures, and when I say that, I'm talking about NASDAQ futures, S&P futures, Russell 2000, and perhaps the Dow. The products that are most popular to trade amongst prop firm traders, NASDAQ, S&Ps. That's NQ and ES. Also, FX traders, it's NAS 100 and US 500, I believe is what it is. US 500. Those products are best traded around volatility events, which come, luckily for us, most days around 8:30 Eastern time, because that's when news drops, big news drops. Now, some prop firms allow you to trade news. Some prop firms do not. It's up to you to pick the right prop firm if you're going to be a news trader or trading the afterglow, etc. TPT does not allow you to trade 1 minute before or after the news, which is good, actually, because a lot of people don't know how to handle news. I traded heavily in news cycles, 2016, 2017, 2018, very big news trading times. As long as you'll hold a day trade, it's can be years, man. If I have a great position in leaps, I can roll those leaps for years. US 30, SP 500, NAS 100. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. But I would say if you're trading index equity futures, the morning pre-market New York session is great. What's up, Srini? Thank you, Chris. Yeah, somebody was saying that earlier. That's very cool. That's very nice that he does that. That's very, very cool. When you bully the tape, are you just slamming large orders? Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. And like, this is a lot of people think, where it's like, oh, well, if you could just trade size, why don't you just do X, Y, and Z? Here's the problem, right? Let's just say that I get heavy short here. There's somebody who icebergs, you know, they're willing to take up to 500 contracts. Let's say my max size for the broker I'm trading is 100 contracts. If I short 100 contracts from here and they start to rise this up, they can pull liquidity where they algorithms can see, you know, based on your order size, your frequency, that it's a human putting in those orders that are hitting the tape versus an algorithm, right? An algorithm is going to, you know, randomize size. There's a lot of different things. I don't need to get too much into it, but let's just say that you're short, you're slamming this. Your average price of slamming this is like somewhere in this range. Let's just call it 805. And now you're getting squozing up here. That's 25 points. You're down $50,000 right here. And what are you going to do? You're short, right? You're down $50,000. What do? Well, you want to cover. You're going to have to jack up the price another 10 points. It's going to cost you $20,000. So you're going to lose $70,000 trying to bully the tape. It's not just as easy as being like, well, I'm going to take a lot of size and just sell it, right? Or whatever the case, right? There's a lot more to it than that. But you get what I'm saying, right? What is your top prop firm choices? That's available on propfirms.gg. Those are the top ones I recommend right now. Vinny says, I just switched to micros and like the scaling in strategy, but I'm worried about the intraday trailing drawdown again in my pro account. You just set a TPE to prevent unnecessary drawdown. So when I'm using hotkeys, I just have my oh shit button right here, which is just flat and all. So when I use hotkeys, I've been doing this for long enough. I have a feel for the tape when it's like, I need to get the fuck out, right? We're having a couple of pieces of news come here. We're going to see some movement here at the top of the hour. Let's see what happens here at the top of the hour. But yeah, when you're using micros, just have a flat and all button ready to go because, it's going to be hard to hammer out all of those orders, right? Was the average move when you were trading 100 contracts? It depends. You can go back and watch all of my YouTube streams from last year and you can see me moving the tape. There's a bunch of shorts that I have where you can actually see on Bookmap the movement of the tape and what happened when I was exchanging 100 contracts into the market. What's up, Dave Matthews? How are you? Good to see you. Spread on the CFDs are horrible. Yeah, if you are a trader out there and you're not trading futures, you're doing yourself a big disservice because Forex firms have a reputation for not being so kind, right? In futures, we all trade the same spread that is regulated by the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, right? 3, 2, 1, I'm out. Yeah, that was a great short that my editor did. We're really working on creating a lot of great content for this year for you guys, the viewers. And your suggestions during these streams go a long way. We're going to have a lot more webinar style focused educational streams, kind of like what we've had so far today, talking about the tape, talking about, we had 2 setups today, both winning setups, which was great. We're going to continue to do this because GLOBEX is so slow. It allows me to do a lot more focus on the questions and answers, right? Randy asks, on a personal account, would it be smart to use futures and options to protect, hedge your position? I would say options. And options can turn into something really nice for you if a market gets way out of balance. That's what happened to me when I was trading the ARCs during COVID. ARC Q, ARC H, ARC, all the Kathy, what was her name? Kathy Wood, all of her fund. I put like $250,000 spread across all of her ARC symbols. And I bought puts as insurance and I ended up buying the top of the ARCs. I ended up vacating that position and adding to my puts position and it worked out really, really well. So I would use options as your insurance if you're trading equities. I believe Kathy Wood is also overrated. I'm with you on that. You're much better off just buying the index funds. Rose, that video you posted saying 1 red day is better than losing my account. Have it written up. Love that. There you go. Have I ever invested with the reverse sailor? No, I have not. No. Okay, top of the hour is coming inside 1 minute now. Let's see if there's any opportunity here. That was a really nice topping wick on that candle. We did take the highs off of the Asia Open. You can see this right here on TradingView. Again, this is why this indicator is so powerful. It's available for free. Rip's key levels available for free. You can see that. That was a great setup too. I was just yapping and I missed it. I'm very happy with what we've made so far in GLOBEX. We're up $2,500 right now in TPT, so I'm probably done trading. I'm happy to talk about setups. Top of the hour, we will be seeing if we have any further interaction. Maybe we race back up towards Asia Open, but that 6870 level, you might be asking, well, how did you know that we're going to top out at 6870? Somebody has been defending that level since GLOBEX Open, and it was also a point of contention for today's regular trading hours. So that level has mattered, and that's why it was such a key point of contention, and why when we were trading down at 6860, I said, it's likely we're going to trade up to the 70 level. Okay, here we go. Should have an injection here of liquidity. Welcome to the Asia Pre-Open or Asia Open. You can see right here on our chart, it automatically maps it out. It's going to start shading this area too, because this is officially the Asia Open. You will see a lot of violence here during the Asia Open, usually. We're seeing precious metals gyrate around with a low amount of liquidity being offered. Yeah, exactly right, Luke. Look left, correct. Do I ever DCA into positions? Yes, absolutely. Being a momentum trader, you're very rarely going to have your initial entry be your average price. Very rarely. At least in my experience, being a momentum trader. Unless you just nail the move. But your average price is, I'm DCAing when I'm right in the move. I'm DCAing when we're getting pullbacks. I'm DCAing often. It's not a degen thing, trust me. You're hearing that from people who are either not momentum traders or do not know how to manage a position properly. So we are rejecting right now. We did put in a new Asia high here. Good evening, Rips. Is your pitch and catch the same as a breakout pullback entry? Sort of. It's very similar. It does involve looking for momentum, and it does involve looking for key areas of liquidity as well. So I will continue releasing more information about that, more videos about that. A lot of long form content on the YouTube about that right now currently, which is great. I asked because I started DCA with volume profile and standard deviation, but very nice. Stick with it. Stick with it and use micros. Had a good day because of, see, I love that. There's a lot of information that is out on the internet that is trying to scare you out of things that might be working for you. And I want to caution you guys to be very cognizant of that when you're browsing the internet. I always say this, and this is something that I want you to take all the way to the bank. If you have a trading strategy right now that is working for you, keep leaning into it. A lot of people think that when they get a good trading strategy, they should go and look for another one, right? It's counterintuitive. You can have a trading strategy that everybody around you tells you that is total trash. It's not their problem. It's your money. It's your future. It's your way of trading. Lean into what is working for you. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, right? I get the question, well, what do you think of ICT? What do you think of SMC? What do you think of this strategy? What do you think of supply and demand? I always say if it's working for you, keep on doing what's working for you. Okay, so Asia right now opening fairly weak. We tried to reclaim these highs up here. We could not have it. The breaking point to the downside would be below these 800s. They're again trying to break to the upside here. You see, we got some Asia warriors here trying to kamikaze the way up through 825 now. Never be shy about exploring in your trading. If you're an explorative trader, you're open to trying new things. You're open to seeing what else is out there. I think that's the best way to trade. I'm completely self-taught outside of the couple times that I've had mentors throughout my trading journey in 12 years. Right? I found what worked for me and I kept on leaning into it. A lot of trial and error, a lot of pushing buttons, a lot of losing money, but that's part of your own journey. The best person, the best teacher in your trading journey is going to be me. No, I'm kidding. It's going to be you. It's going to be you. It's going to be you. You're going to be your best teacher along the way. You got to be comfortable in exploration in your trading. You know what the best thing to do too? You lock up for a day. If you can open up a paper account, right? A lot of platforms give you a paper account. If you can open up a paper account and actually take it seriously, which is one of the hardest things, by the way, to do, and I know this, right? Taking a paper account seriously, it feels like a tremendous waste of time. But like, look, I don't want to see you guys blowing a bunch of money on evals that you're trying new strategies in, but if you're still exploring for that strategy that, you know, you're like, maybe I want to try like momentum scalping. Maybe how many times, let me ask you guys a serious question here. How many times have you been sitting there watching the charts and you have one of those days where you feel like you are fucking a Jedi warrior and every single thought that you have in your mind ends up working? You're like, fuck, I should have taken that trade. Oh, I should have taken that trade. Oh, I should. And it's like all day and you see it so clearly, but you don't take any of those trades. How many of you out there have had one of those days? Like every single trade in your mind that you're seeing on the chart, but you're not executing, works literally perfectly and you're like seeing into the matrix. So one of the exercises that I started to do when you have DAS Trader is what I used to trade on. It's Sterling Trader as well. They both had paper versions of their accounts. So what I would do is like, I was like, dude, I'm so over like seeing this, like seeing into the matrix of this price action. And I'm so tired of losing money. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to lose my ego of like, I need to make money on every single trade that I'm taking. And I'm just going to try what I'm seeing with no risk in the market, but I'm going to take it so seriously, right? Like, and when I say taking it seriously, what I mean is like, if you have a paper account with $100,000 into it, you're not like having a fucking 1,000 lot position where you're like making $10 million on a trade and you're like, wow, I did it. And then like a trade gets wrong and now you're $200 million and this and that. Like if you could take it seriously and actually like practice in reality, like you would be trading in a real account, I think that you'll see growth in your trading. I want you guys to try that. I think that'll be the first part of homework this week, because I know a lot of you folks out there can see the market well. You just don't believe in yourself enough in your strategy, and you're just stuck in your old ways. And I think that if you did it on a different variation of your platforms, which is like in a paper trading account, I'm going to see if we can actually short 800 here. If you can actually do that in a paper trading account, I think you're going to be very surprised as to what can happen there. Okay, we're short this market here. Looking for a flush below 800. Nice extension here to the downside. See if we can capture this exception right through to below 92 here. See if they'll give us right there, and we pulled that off. Nice. Okay, so a quick little scalp there from 800 down to 92. Very quick, very, very quick. Just a failure point of liquidity because it coincided with 6860. It coincided with that very just weak market, that structure that we're talking about. They could not bid it higher. They could not bid it higher. We saw that twice. So that's simple market structure where we're seeing weakness in the tape. Asia opened tremendously weak, so we're targeting that weakness. How many people are willing to do that? Get into a paper trading account when you're done trading on your regular accounts for the day and make that your homework this week and surprise yourself at how well you trade on something where it's not a risk to you. We did flush 6860 here. You can see that violence coming into the downside. Beautiful, beautiful market right now in Asia. Who's willing to do that? You have to take it seriously though, right? The paper trading stuff is very difficult, very, very hard to take seriously. But if you can do it, I'm telling you, you start bringing those trades into your evaluation accounts or your PA accounts, your past accounts, you're going to shock yourself because you're going to be like, wow. And you know what's crazy? And I know this sounds weird. One of the craziest things in my trading, and it was like year 4, year 5, I remember thinking like, man, this is like, it feels like criminal about how easy the setup was that I was taking at the time. And there was a setup that was happening. This is like what, 2018, 2019. There was a setup that kept on happening. And I was like, dude, I feel guilty for taking this because it was so easy, right? I feel so guilty for taking this trade setup. It felt like criminal, you know what I mean? It felt criminal because I was like, it should be harder than this. If you ever get the feeling when you're trading and it's working for you and you're sitting there and you're like, man, I feel like this should be a little bit harder, that's when you know that you're locked in, right? And that's one of the things that you have to combat with your mind where it's like, stop it. It's okay. I don't need to overcomplicate things. Let me just keep taking this same setup. How many people have tried to bungle things up? How many people have reached that point in their trading at some point in time when they're like, dude, this feels too easy. It shouldn't be this easy. This one little setup that you found or something, right? It shouldn't be this easy. And then you like start to like fuck it up a little bit. I don't know. There has to be somebody watching who went through this. I can't be the only person out there. I swear to God, it's like, your mind has a really good way of getting in the way of something that's like should be easier, and your mind is just like, I want to make this more difficult than it should be. Look at this push up right now. I'm telling you, it's okay to evacuate that ideology from your brain, because it's okay if you have a couple setups during the day where you're like, man, that seemed too easy. That seemed too easy. And that's okay. There's no problem with that. Last month, got too cocky, blew up my account after 3 payouts. That's okay, you got 3 payouts. Here's the other thing that we need to stop being so hard on ourselves for. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you're taking payouts from an account, right? The way that prop firms work, if you're taking payouts from your account, you will eventually blow the account. Obviously, you're gonna have some bad days along the way, and you're still in that stage of not being a pro trader, right? Because you're trading on props, right? So what I'm trying to explain to you is like, you know, don't be so hard on yourself. If you took 3 payouts and then you blew your account, okay, well, if I own that prop firm and I saw you as a trader and I saw the way that you took those 3 payouts was through a lot of grit and a lot of like really nice setups and taking it slow. If I own that prop firm, what do you think I'm going to see you as? Do you think I'm going to see you as this YOLO gambler or somebody who's like a terrible trader? No. We're going to make mistakes. We're humans, right? I go on tilt still. I do stupid shit all the time. I'm a trader. It's what we do best. We know exactly how to fuck our lives up, right? How many times have you sat there and been like, if I would have just done that one thing differently, the whole day changes, right? And it usually has to do with if I wouldn't have taken that one little stupid fucking trade, if I would have just sat on my hands for 5 more damn minutes, Man, 5 more minutes is all I needed. I just fucking couldn't help myself, right? It happens all the time. I would love to hear you guys and gals that are watching right now make a promise to yourself that you're not going to be so hard on yourself. You're trying, again, you're competing with literal fucking rocket scientists here. The people that you're up against, the people who are actually moving this market that we are trading right now, are literal people that they turned down a job at NASA so they could work at Citadel to create an algorithm that provided liquidity for these markets right now. Maybe it's BOFA, maybe it's, you know, it's a different firm or whatever the case, but I'm just trying to make a point here. But if you were the person that took 3 payouts and you blew your account, I'd say, man, let me see what this person did. And I'm assuming from, you know, you're tuning in here, I'm assuming you're pretty smart already if you're tuning in here, right? I'm going to say, you know, I'd probably sit there and be like, yo, you had a couple bad trades, man. Here's the other thing too, is that trades come in streaks, right? Trades come in streaks. You're going to have good streaks. You're going to have bad streaks. I've had streaks where I literally thought, dude, I would wake up in the morning, I'd come and sit down and be like, fuck all, I don't know how to read this shit. I swear to God, right? I'm sitting there and I'm trying to read the market. I press long, it goes short. I press short, it goes long. I'm like, man, I can't read this market. But then you just buckle down, you take it slow, you size down, you do the right thing, you be patient. You've gone through it enough times, you know what to expect. And then before you know it, the market starts setting up again. You start reading it well. Beginning of January, that was it for me. Beginning of January, I couldn't read the NASDAQ for the life of me. I remember there's some trades that I took on air where I was up, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars and I closed for being like up 20 grand. I go from being up like 200K to being up 20 grand, right? It's all relative, of course, but I'm just saying the market's going to move around. The market's going to come in cycles. It's up to you to be a smart speculator. What do you think would be the worst thing if you were patient and willing to accept that the market isn't in your motion right now, or if you got emotional and got more aggressive? What do you think would be the worst thing? Being emotional and aggressive, or being patient and understand that maybe the market is not your speed right now, right? The market's going to continue to be cyclical. It's going to go in certain waves. It's going to move around in certain ways. You might have a whole quarter where you feel out of sync. Hell, you might have a whole year where you feel out of sync, but that's okay. That's called being a trader. Again, I always go back to the ideology of, if you think this is going to be easy, it's time to find another career. It's never going to be easy. It's never going to be easy. I promise you. So stop being so damn hard on yourself. The market's not moving the way that you can understand it. It's okay to take your foot off the gas. It's perfectly fine. So that's 3 trades in GLOBEX, 3 scalps, all winners, 100% win rate. That feels like a good stream to me. That feels like we made some progress here. Anybody have any questions for me before we wrap things up? Because I still am under the weather. I'd love to go over anything that y'all have on your minds right now. Gold made a real nice move to the downside. Yeah, gold had a nice sell-off here. Of course, I'm not trading gold right now. When do you switch to trading prop firms versus your actual capital? All of my trading for my actual capital this year specifically is all done off stream. Now, there might be some times when I'm spinning slots during the morning streams and I say, hey, I'll be right back, and then I trade on my personal account. It just depends, right? It just depends. Love these random afternoon streams, man. So check this out. We are going to be streaming GLOBEX this whole week. Today's Monday. We're going to be streaming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, GLOBEX, 6 p.m. every single evening this week. So if you enjoyed this stream, make sure you are, of course, sub to the stream on YouTube. We also stream over on kick.com/sellingrips. It's free to watch over there. My personal account is not with Schwab, no. My personal account is with AMP and EdgeClear. That's for futures. Does it matter which broker to use when trading a live account? It depends on how much margin you're going to use and what your trade ideas are. If you're looking for a broker where you want to carry positions overnight, it's best to give them a call and let them know, I'm looking to deposit this much money. I have this many years of being a speculator or a trader. You want to be open and honest with the broker and find one that's going to be a good fit for you. EdgeClear I highly recommend because EdgeClear is an introducing broker, and they can put you in with a bunch of different brokers that they recommend. So, they can place you at a bunch of different brokers that are going to fit your budget, your margin, your trade ideas, etc. So it's just one phone call away. EdgeClear is who I would hit up. Would you rather us watch this on YouTube or Kick? Because I'm coming back every day. It's up to you. Kick, you earn channel points. We do giveaways on Kick. Any tips on scaling up prop firms? Take it slow. You're going to know when it feels right to scale up. It's going to feel like a kick in the back, right? It's time to scale up. It's going to feel so forceful that it's time to size up. Can you do a video on how you set up your bookmap charts? Yes, that will be coming soon. Do you know when you plan to go over the strategy you talked about Friday? That will be this week. Any other questions? Can you explain the way you trade? Just keep tuning in. I go over it every single session. I'll be live again at 8 o'clock Eastern time for Tuesday morning. My primary style of trading is market structure, auction theory, and momentum. I go into depth of the trade ideas as I'm taking them and usually do a post-trade wrap-up of why we took the trade, where we were looking, what the areas of interest were, where the stops were. When will you buy a Lambo? I already have the cars that I want. I had a Lambo when I was younger. It was a good car for when I was younger. Can you do a video how to set the indicator? It's very easy. You just go straight to TradingView. Just get it. Ribski levels, it's free. Can you do a video? We answered that. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate you. How much does Bookmap cost to set up as a whole? So it's $40 a month for the base model, which is global. It's about $40 a month. And then you can get a 15-day trial to Rhythmic Data if you want. Rhythmic Data runs $40 a month. So you're looking at about $80 a month all in for that. Now, don't be confused when you see there's a lifetime package. You will always have to have data for Bookmap, and I keep a separate data package for Bookmap. So I pay a little bit more. I have Global Plus. I have 4 different data feeds plugged into 3. I have Bookmap data, Rhythmic, and DX feed, I think. Bookmap data, DX feed, and Rhythmic. So I'm paying, and I have full data for all of those. So I'm upwards like $300 or $400 a month. Can you show us how to determine lines in the sand? So those are key areas of interest. The best one that I would study that we talked about today would be going over to the chart in the S&P and go look at where we interacted with 6870 today and why we kind of rejected at 6870 right up here. If you look left, you can see that was a prior line in the sand during the day, right? The London Open was right there at 71. So that was a big key level. That's a big line in the sand. We were protecting it until it fell. And look at what happened when we failed that 70 area during regular trading hours today. So that's why it becomes a line in the sand, right? That makes sense? What was the craziest thing you've seen in Bookmap? It was something that I did on December 2nd. I caused a velocity logic event in gold, trading 100 contracts, and I crashed the multi-billion-dollar market of gold during GLOBEX. And I posted that on my Twitter. If you're interested in reading about that story, go on my Twitter and go to December 2nd. And yes, I did this. And before you say, well, gold is a multi-billion-dollar market, how could you crash it with 100 contracts? People fail to understand that these markets are conducted of the liquidity that is being offered in that moment. Now, if you lean on liquidity, you can target stops that are going to be swept. You can create a cascade of stops, which is exactly what we did. So the only downside of that was that during a velocity logic event, you have to be very careful about when you send your orders into the market, because if you send orders too quickly, velocity logic means the market is shut down for about 10 seconds. In gold, it shuts down for 10 seconds. If I spam orders to cover all of my position and I do too many of those clicks, what's going to happen is my broker is now going to shut me out for a full minute, and that price can expand. I was short the market. That price can expand and go right back up. I'll show you guys when we have nothing to do one day. I'll show you guys I have the Bookmap replay saved, and I can show you guys that replay of me smacking the tape on that. But that was the coolest thing that I've seen in Bookmap lately. What else? What is your favorite road to run the Ferrari on, north or south of Vegas? I used to live out there. Up towards Spring Mountain, right? Isn't that Spring Mountain over there? This GLOBEX session sucks. That's why we took 3 trades today, right? We took 3 trades for GLOBEX. We made $3,000. Hey, $3,150. There we go. Katie, you're late. You know we start here an hour and 20 ago. You're late. What's your reason for using the 3 different data feeds for Bookmap? I actually am only using Rhythmic on my screen right now. I haven't canceled them, is the honest truth. I haven't canceled them. Bookmap data used to be the best, and then it started freezing during the opens. I can't have Bookmap freezing when I have a lot of money on the line, so I switched to Rhythmic. Rhythmic has no hiccups, no issues, have had no problems. Rhythmic is my data feed of choice. If you are looking to get on Rhythmic, they offer a free trial right now, and Bookmap is, if you want Bookmap, it's 20% off with MC20. Rips, would you recommend Vegas Auto Gallery at all if you know about them? Yeah, he's a homie. What's his name? Jesus, why can't I think of his name? This happens too often. Anyway, yes. I mean, there can be better prices, but yes, I would recommend them. How do you see the future of Top Step in terms of direction they chose recently? I haven't been paying attention to any of that stuff. In fact, I made a pledge that 2026, for me at least, was going to be a lot less drama on social media. I have blocked a ton of people on social media, not because I don't like them, just because I've been keeping my head away from the drama. There's far too much negativity in the prop firm space right now, as far as everybody involved in it is. I like to take a more positive approach, and I'm trying to be more positive during 2026. So I haven't really been involved in any of the drama. I don't really care to know what's going on right now. What time do you trade in the evening? You're watching it right now. We start this broadcast an hour and 20 minutes ago, 6 o'clock Eastern time. What time do you put the session in the indicator? Great question. I'll go over that right now. You can take a screenshot. I use the New York session. Let me go ahead and make this larger here. New York session. You can take a screenshot right here. This is what I use. And I use the traffic lights. Green is go for New York. London is yellow because that's right before New York. And red is slow Asia. So there you go. That should help, right? Yeah, I mean, I think that we should all be grateful that there are props to trade on. My trading journey cost me a lot to get sufficiently better at trading where I wasn't consistently losing money. I did not trade on props when I started 12 years ago. It was very expensive. I think that you folks have a great opportunity if you're just learning to trade or if you're early in your trading journey. And by early, I mean within the first 5 years. I think that you have a great opportunity and you should be, grateful for that. And if you don't have a firm that you like, find a different firm, Show settings on visible range volume profile. I mean, you can take a screenshot of that as well. It's nothing special. Promise you. Nothing special. Reckon you would have used props when you first began if they were about instead of Percy Capital? I believe so, yeah. I spent a lot of money. I lost. It's not spend. I like to say I spent money on my market tuition, but I lost a tremendous amount of money. A tremendous amount of money, right? Wait, BMD went bad on you for a second. I've been on the fence using Bookmap data for $4 extra. I'll use Rhythmic all the way. They may have solved their issues, but I'm not willing on one of these opens where it's not as important to me to be in a trade. Maybe I'll check and see if Bookmap data has solved their issues, but I prefer Rhythmic personally. Rhythmic has been the least amount of issues for me. So Rhythmic all the way for me. I'm going to search for that video on Twitter, 2nd of December. You said 2025, 2nd of December. So just a few weeks ago. I posted screenshots, my executions and all that. So, oh, there you go. There it is. But I will show I have the Bookmap recording of it. I can show it happening. It was tremendous. Any other questions, folks, before I go? I will be live again in 14 hours from now. Well, less than that, actually. What am I saying? 12 and a half hours from now, I'm going to be live again. 12 and a half hours. Have you ever tried Jigsaw? Yes, I used to trade on Jigsaw, actually. Jigsaw is a great platform. Spent about 10K in props in the last year, and I'm learning slowly, but it still seems like I've spent a lot to try to get this figured out. Do you think that's too much? It all depends on your budget. 10K to some people is a life-changing amount of money. 10K to some people is a fart in the wind. So that's completely and entirely up to you. I can't answer that question for you. Only you will know the answer. If you're starting to feel a lot of pressure from, you know, from the money that you're spending on props, it's time to pump the brakes probably, you know. What do you use for your amp? CQG or Rhythmic? CQG only. Do you manually find the London open candle or Asia candles, or do you use the indicator? This is the free indicator that's available. Rips key levels. It's free. 100% free. What platform are you trading on? Right now, we're trading on Tradevate. We've traded on Tradevate for the whole session for GLOBEX, and we've made $630 times 5 accounts, $3,150. If you had Rhythmic data through Bookmap or get Rhythmic and link them, the link that I have, I'll drop a link right now for the free Rhythmic data trial, but I buy it through Bookmap's marketplace. I'll drop the free trial first, which I think is still available. I'm pretty sure. Let me see if it's still available here. Let's find out. I think it must be, right? Yeah, there you go. Look it. You can get it right here for free. Hey, Johnny, how are you, buddy? I'm actually on day 3 of antibiotics right now. I'm about 65% health. Let's see here. And then if you want a deal on Bookmap, Ripsmod has a link to Bookmap. It's either code RIPS or code MC20. It'll save you 20%. If you want to use it, great. If you don't, you know, it's up to you. You trade on TradingView and monitor copier and positions to Tradevate at the same time. So I only trade my personal account on TradingView. I do not trade on Bookmap. I've never actually executed a single trade on Bookmap myself, no. Go back to the NQ here. We balled out, got Bookmap for lifetime. That's great. Yeah, lifetime's the way to go. Global Plus lifetime is definitely goated, but it's expensive. A lot of people, you know, it's, and that's the thing. Try out Bookmap for a month, see if you like it. You know, a lot of people have. I remember a few years ago, I recommended Bookmap to somebody, and it changed their trading for the worst. It's not for everybody, you know. Took those rascals for 3K in back round. There you go. Nice work there, John. All right, everybody. I will be back 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. I hope y'all have a pleasurable evening. And if you are going to continue to trade, be careful. We're locking up. We just traded some accounts here. 5 accounts, made $3,000. It's a good little GLOBEX night. I think we're better to be focused on the education tonight, which was a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. I'll see everybody bright and early tomorrow. Be good, folks. Be good. I'll see you folks in about 12 hours. Take care. Good night.